All right, hello and welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about setting the key performance indicators. Now, in the last video took a fair bit of time and we looked at how the data is structured, how it flows. And in this video, we're going to talk then about what's the goal. Well, let's just say here at ClickMill, we want to get more clients, whether that's for the marketing firm or a subscription platform. Well, let's just look at the marketing firm and we'll say, what's the buyer journey there? Because clients is the goal. Well, they come onto our website, they probably read some kind of a blog. So there's impressions, they click into the blog, they read the blog, then they convert. And that conversion is usually something to the effect of book a call, book a strategy session. And then I talk to them and I help diagnose their issues. That's essentially my tour, right? Because I'm touring them through their own problems with marketing. I'm listening, I'm diagnosing. And then at the end, if we both agree that that's a solution that we could provide for them, then we do the close and we say, hey, why don't we go ahead? Why don't we get this moving for you guys and just solve this problem? And then they say yes or no. So that is the buyer journey. Now, what happens with that buyer journey? So let's talk about that. Or I guess what happens with the data in that buyer journey? What's the key performance indicator? The key performance indicator, because they do not pay through the website, I don't have closes. So I can't track the close from the website as the primary objective. Now I can track it on the back end and bring that into my data set when I look at the whole, but at least on the digital data platforms or the ones like in analytics, it's going to be conversions, and the most valuable conversion is going to be the book a call. So we're going to make sure that that is set up in our data dashboards, in our tag manager, in our Google Analytics, in our Google Ads. Everything is going to revolve around making sure we're tracking calendar bookings, right? Free assessments, because the free assessment is going to turn into a sale at some specific rate. And I'm going to be able to assess the value of that. So let's, we'll say if the average client over here, the lifetime value of that client's worth, say, I don't know, $10,000 or $15,000, whatever it is, we are then going to say, how many leads do we need to close one of these? And so let's just say it's 50-50. Let's say I'm a very likable person and I'm very convincing and I'm great at sales. And they get into a call and I have a 50-50 close rate for any individual, lead. Well, that means that the leads are statistically worth half as much as a client. So if the average client is worth $15,000 over the lifetime of their tenure here with ClickMill, whatever it is, and I have to have 2 leads to get a client, then each lead is statistically worth $7,500. So then I can then go advertise and know that so long as I'm spending less than $7,500, I'm profitable, or I'm not losing money at least. And we can start looking at multiples. How much do I want to make in return? Because if a lead is $7,500 and it takes me $200 to get a lead, or $100 or $50 to get a lead, well, look, we're making 50x on our ad spend. We're making 20x. We're making 5x on our ad spend. And then this can begin to grow a business very rapidly, simply because we've identified the end result in this case, which is a conversion. Okay, a conversion for a tour or a strategy call. Okay, so we have isolated and identified the key performance indicator that we want to measure. Now, you can have multiple of these and they can be various. So maybe backing up and looking more at a strategy and consulting perspective, because we're talking about marketing right now, but the business or ministry as a whole will need different KPIs for different platforms. So the KPI for the bookkeeping department is keep the books balanced, keep them, whatever bookkeepers do, keep them organized, keep them in appropriate order all of the time, and then make sure the taxes are filed, make sure we get all of our deductions. There are some KPIs there, okay, but they're not related to sales. But when we get sales, it's money coming in from the sales rate. That's a KPI. When you're looking at marketing, getting them all the way up to the point of sale to that tour, getting those tours booked is percentage of tours, total tours booked, percentage of signups for tours, and total tours booked. So each element of the ministry or business is going to have different KPIs. So the marketing team is going to be responsible for one set of KPIs. The sales team's a different one. The bookkeepers over here don't get us an audit with the IRS. Great KPI. And so you want to assess from more of a strategic standpoint the KPIs that need to be looked at for the end result for each area of the business. And so the salesperson is going to get one KPI, and so anyway, I'm repeating myself, but that to say, we can have different KPIs for different sectors or, parts of the business so that each part is functioning to the fullest capacity. Each part is optimizing their processes to do better and better at getting the result. And so in this video, we're talking about setting our KPIs. So if we're talking broadly about a whole business, we can have different KPIs for different departments. If we're talking just about marketing and you're doing data analysis for marketing or marketing, for clients, you're going to want to figure out the best KPI you can measure through the digital information on the internet. Is it a sale through an e-com, or is it a conversion generally through some kind of a on-page sign up? Now, alternatively, if you're working with influencers, then it may be something actually like impressions or views, like YouTube influencers. Well, we want our page rate, our view rate to be like this. I don't really like that kind of marketing personally, because if you have all that traffic, why aren't you sending it to a website and capitalizing on it? That really bothers me, but that's personal. But it's possible if you're doing, book marketing or other things, like you're not actually spending any money. You're actually just sending it to influencers. You're doing impressions and clicks, but that's a different type of marketing. Generally with clients, you're going to be doing conversion. So we're going to set the KPI. We've set the KPI in this video, and we'll just say it has to do with free strategy sessions, a call, something like that. And so thank you for being with me in this video. In the next video, we're going to talk about isolating the relevant KPI data. And you've kind of seen this, but again, we're going to get more specifically into it so you get familiar with what we mean. We'll see you there.